Hey guys, I will try to make this video as concise as I can, as clear as I can. I don't want to ramble too much. Basically, I'm making this video today because I want more people to speak out. I'd like to see in the comments if people have the same idea as I do about this patch note. I know it's a bit late. I've been busy and I wasn't sure I was going to do it, but I think it's important to do it. Here's the thing. I'm gonna start by saying I love Path of Exile. I've loved this game for a long time. Ever since Breach League, I've played every single league like a madman. I even started doing those videos that I'm doing on my channel about my builds because I've been spending so much time trying new things and like trying to push the envelope and the limit on the game and the play and the builds that I do that I thought it was stupid not to put it online for other people to enjoy. Like I just thought it was like a stupid thing to invest 80 hours of my time in a game trying builds and not put them out there for other people to enjoy. So that's the first thing I want to say. The second thing is I've been saying for years that even if a league is trash, there's so much content on Path of Exile that as long as they shake up the balance of the game and try new things, they don't even have to add skills necessarily. Just move the numbers around on items and skills that I think you don't even need to have a good league for this to be successful. Because when they started releasing information about Path of Exile 2 and they say we're going to have less and less time to put on the game, they started to lower the amount of modification that they put inside the manifesto. But on the other hand, they started putting more and more complicated league mechanics. It's way harder to code these than do small modification on a line of code for an item or an ascendancy or whatever. Like, it's an extremely simple modifications to do in the game. If you want to nerf an item, it's the easiest shit you can do. Changing mechanism is a bit harder, but the actual numbers on an item or a character or whatever, it's the simplest thing to do. This is what takes them the less time, the less manpower. This is the easiest shit in the world to do. But they go crazy with the leagues, and I'm fine with it. It's cool. If you think the game doesn't need as much modification, like, okay, I've enjoyed leagues, but there's been less and less modification in the past 5 leagues, and we're at a point now they won't even modify anything. Okay, first off, do you think the game is balanced the way it is? And even if it is, do we want to stay like that without shaking things around? I don't need the game to be perfectly balanced. I need change. I need to have a league to test things. New items, new powers, like change the items nobody uses. Like Queen of the Forest has been out of the picture for a while. Like I could name a ton of items on the top of my head that could need a buff, and it's the easiest thing to do. At this point, I think they just don't care. That I don't know if it's stupidity or just lack of care. I honestly cannot say. Tell me in the comments what you guys think, but I personally, like, I'm not playing this league because I've played most builds I wanted to try out. Like, if you play every league, you test builds you want to try out, and at some point you stop playing. That's how the game works. At some point you've tested everything you wanted, you've tried everything you wanted, you did the content you wanted to try with those builds, and you're like, all right, I'm done. I'll wait for the next league, see what's up, see what's new, and go try it. Most people don't even interact with the league mechanics until like a long time because they want to make sure that their time is well spent trying that new league mechanics as maximized as they could, or it's just not balanced enough and too hard for regular players to do it. And so at that point, when you've been trying builds and builds and builds, and then the next patch comes out and nothing at all is modified, what the fuck? Well, what am I going to try? I've tried every build I wanted last league, and since there wasn't even a lot of modification last league, I didn't test a lot of stuff. Like, it's ridiculous. It's just stupid. Plus, a lot of content creators out there can already tell you which builds are the best because they've tried them over time, over the seasons, and you just go to a point where everybody knows what the meta is. It's just like that. You like if your developers would spend like 5 minutes on Pad of Ninja, POE Ninja, they would see like what's meta and what's not. They have all the data gathered there if you don't have it already at GGG's, which I think they do. And at this point, it's just being lazy. You know some skills are too strong. You know some skills and items are absolutely not used at all. They could get a kick. Worst case scenario, they are too strong. You nerf them next league. If you think they're going to be too strong, it could still be okay. Just make them harder to get in the game. You could, like, lines of codes that are so easy to do. Like, you could put a team, spend a week on that, and your entire balance manifesto would be good to go. But instead, I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. They spend a lot of time, I'm guessing, on the actual new league mechanics and not on the manifesto, thinking people would be okay with that. And I think it's sad because I see a lot of content creator agreeing with it, and I cannot be the only guy who thinks that. I cannot be. Like, the community out there, like, are mostly like me. They enjoy trying new things, and if you just shove a new league, a new season in my face with a new mechanic and tell me, well, you can try the new stuff, but it's going to be with all the builds you already know how they work and what they do and what kind of power spike you're going to get. I don't want to try it. And I know most people are like me. So unless you're a very casual player and you still have a lot of builds to try, most people that are dedicated fans that want to try the new league every single, the newest content every single season, we want to have modification. I want to play new ascendancies. I want to try new items. I want to try like modification of old stuff that didn't work and now it's really strong, so it's going to be fun to try out. Maybe, you know, I don't know. So this it kind of turned out to be a rant, but I think it needs to be out there. I think more people need to do videos to, like, telling GGG how shitty this was. Like, this patch note is unacceptable in my brain. Like, even if you think the game is perfect, like, there's probably stuff that is underused that you could put up front. This is just being lazy. Like, I don't know. I've heard that the league content is extremely hard, that people even skip it right now. I don't know. I haven't been playing, but that's what I heard. So it's like even your fucking league content isn't well balanced, and that's all you did. And I'm fine if you tell me that Path of Exile 2 isn't coming and you don't have time to spend, but don't release a new league with new things and tell me you don't have time to put a couple of code lines for the balance manifesto. This is just bullshit. Bullshit all the way. And I also think that like Path of Exile 2 could still take 3 years. So what are we going to have 3 years of shitty patch note and patch manifesto? If you want to keep the company going, if you want to keep the money flowing, you need players to play and buy skins and buy stuff. And I'm not buying anything this league because, like, I don't want to reward this kind of behavior. I'm just like, don't spend your money if they're not going to put any effort. Like, I am glad to spend money on skins because this game is awesome. But if you're going to release patch notes like this that have literally nothing new and expect me to give you money, you're dead wrong. Either hurry up and release POE 2 or chill out, take your 3 years that you need and release good patch note and sprinkle some contents in there with the new leagues, and that's it. That's all we need. Like, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna enjoy it. There's a lot of new things, there's so many combinations we can do out there. All we need you guys to do is modify the fucking numbers here and there, and we're good to go. That's all we need. That's all I had to say. I don't want to make the videos any longer than it already is. Comment below, please. I want to know your opinions on this. I just think it's ridiculous, and I'm honestly kind of outraged that they think they can release a fucking patch note like this and expect people to still play. So I don't know. Just tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if you agree with me. I want to know in the patch note. Thank you, guys.